Zeka, even Kingen.
Yeah,
you know, and even Viper like presses R button when he had to.
We need to see.
It's hard to vote.
We need to also see a better draft from T1 because I think that Zeus to me was the one member that outside of Guma looked consistent. He got put on blind Renekton when you know Rumble has been barbecuing the Crocodile for like a week. So I really hope that we're going to see a different direction here for the T1 draft. The alternative is, of course, that they've tried other stuff and it just hasn't worked out. There is the Rumble ban.
Just ban it.
So that probably means that we're going to be one. No, we're gonna get Kai'Sa, and it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. The Poby is interesting because Poby, I think, is still really, really good because of how lackluster Oner looked on it. I wouldn't be surprised if...
Leave Kai'Sa up. Take your Tristana Renekton.
Ooh, I like that angle. I'm over the LeBlanc ban. I wonder if we'll keep seeing it. A lot of our other teams have already moved away from it, as it is the Kai'Sa. Very good. If there is a champion that will allow Guma to take the team on his back,
seriously,
it's got to be this one.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely does look like the one player that performed at all, at least in game number 1. So
yeah, I
give him an angle to carry. You know, makes sense.
Yeah, I do trust Zeus to a certain extent, but not in that matchup, and wasn't able to have an impact at all. As hold up.
Well, at least Rumble's banned.
True, which actually does help a lot.
What about Tristana? Why do we not like Tristana here?
Like Vi Tristana?
No, like they didn't pick it in game 1. They didn't ban it in game 1. Just people aren't playing Tristana on these two teams.
Huh, okay.
Just don't feel like it.
Well, not being prioritized here. We have seen the Tristana be very good when it works, and I think Gen G is the team that probably uses it best out of everyone. And then we also saw some Tristanas not being able to hit the combos and whatnot, or the buffers rather, and then it becomes kind of awkward pretty quickly, as we are going back to 2021 Gen G.
I guess so. It's not the Jinx, but...
No, it's Saya instead, but it, you know, good enough for me.
Yeah.
Now all we need is a Grizzly to pick up Volibear, and there's a that crosses a lot of boxes.
Then the universe just, you know, we reach the singularity, and we kind of, you know, just
can't have that happen. There's no way. I do think
it's too early for that.
I do think T1 need to ban T1 need to ban Viego, because I don't think that Viego Azir is necessarily that strong, but Grizzly looks like a completely different player, and there it is. The Viego ban does come through, because this Ahri and Vi combo is wholly reliant on winning the mid-jungle 2v2. Poby would be my other ban that I think is a really, really good investment here, because it takes away, again, so much offensive pressure that you would otherwise have. The downside is if you ban that, that's going to be another Rakan for life. And he is pretty good at Rakan.
Yeah. It's definitely setting up for it.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
it's
hey,
happening.
We're going to pick Rakan. You know what? Just ban away Poby.
No, but I think the Poby ban is a necessity with the draft. I know you get Zyra Khan, like Homa Life, are doing really well here. But if Grizzly gets to play Poby with Azir into Vi Ahri, I think your game is basically over before it's began. And instead, it's the Lovers duo being given over here to Viper and Life. I think very justifiably picking up POG points was my other consideration as well in the previous game.
The Rumble, not so much, but you know, he did do boom damage, fire damage. It's really cool.
He won his lane, which is, you know, that's what's supposed to happen. But that's okay. As wait a minute. Okay, I'm like, are we gonna go really crazy? We are!
We are.
Oh, we're going full dive. I like it. Send it. You're playing full dive into Xayah and Azir, so I don't envy your position, but...
Yeah. No Maokai, no Poppy, no Viego, no Sejuani. What are we playing for Grizzly to really round out this comp? That's not what I thought.
No, I was hoping. I was trying to wield the Volibear into existence just because it's funny.
Whiteboard.
But, yeah. but Wukong has not been very good. I do think that it is also partially due to the LCK not being able to get the most out of the pick. I know in LPL the pick is not necessarily the highest of priority, but is still successful. And it's specifically in situations like this where you have the Rakan as well, because that combo is still very strong. You can allow the Wukong to go in, and the Rakan can follow up and guarantee that you layer some CC. Now, The one saving grace for T1, even though they're playing full dive, like as divey as it gets, even adding a Galio to try and have even more backline threat, and also have some counterplay to Rakan, try to hit the taunt when he comes in, is because you got Kai'Sa. So you don't actually need to go in. Just get Guma to free items, have him press W, and anything can happen. But you got to get to free items, and after game number 1, I'd be a little worried if I was a T1 fan, because that game was not close, VODS.
Well,
it's an orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not technically Orange Day, but Humble Life Esports are playing. So the orange is out representing itself. As were the tomatoes, apparently, for T1, which is kind of interesting. Here is Keria's Galio that we zoom in on. Very interesting stuff. You never see that in this day and age, but will be interesting to watch as Grizzly on the Wukong. Another interesting one. Can be very good on the counter engage. Let's see how Grizzly pilots it and if he can actually bring success to this pick. But guys, we are ready to hop onto the rift for game number 2. Let's do it. Alrighty.
Alrighty then.
Match 66, game 2.
Game 2. Are we going to get a game 3?
No.
No,
No, I don't think so. Not after game 1.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm learning to trust Humble Life.
They're reformed.
They're a new team. They're not the same. They're not the Humble Life we knew.
Literally and figuratively in their play, they do look like a totally new team. And it also breeds confidence. You know, we saw earlier on that OK Savings Bank Breon was able to nearly perfect game DK in game 1. That's a different feeling from this first game. I feel like Humble Life Esports have they deserve our trust, I would say.
Yeah.
After the last bunch of series that they have played, they've looked much better. And, you know, if they can keep this up, who knows how far they can get.
And it also comes with them looking good against some of the stronger teams. I think the KT series, to me in particular, is one where I'm like, hey, the fact that Humble looked good there is really impressive. KT have been extremely strong. They did lose a game to Breon just, you know, last week.
Yeah,
so
we do some happy gaming.
There is some... You know, that's just the Breon guarantee, really. That's what we're learning.
Yeah.
They will definitely win game 1 in a lot of series. And then yeah, we don't talk about what happens after.
Then they take an arrow to the knee and things change.
It's an old meme, but, you know, it checks out.
Yeah, for some reason I'm all about the old memes today.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to bring back the golden oldies.
Classics.
Yeah.
As Grizzly, I don't think he got spotted. Oner might be looking for the 1v1 here. Wukong notoriously weak. Gonna run into each other here.
Ooh, the timing, very unfortunate for Oner. He's getting pretty aggressive, but he is going to be spotted. He still can potentially put on the pressure because very nicely done by Jonas Strong. The bottom lane is totally pushed in. So this is probably just going to be a one-on-one.
Fight.
As Oner will spot him on the ward. Pulls it just out. Oh, it goes the way of Grizzly! As he'll pick it up. Looks like it went down to 18 health-ish.
Yeah, so what Oner was trying to do there was actually quite good. It was the trying to go for the third hit on W.
All right, now this is just we're going off. This is not it.
So okay, so we're gonna break that down. He was trying to go for the maximum burst, which is third hit of W of denting blows. As hold up, Life might be in trouble.
Yeah, this is also not it. But he is Rakan at least, and he will save himself barely. Thankfully, next to the Xayah this time.
So, 4 times the charm. Denting blows plus Q. Maximum damage. I think he was just in time before the buff went back, because that's when they initially start slowly regaining health. That might have actually been the difference maker. Zeus is proxying tier 2, which he's applying pressure, you know? And I think he needs it because, as I was saying, Oner doesn't get the smite fight. And then, additionally, Poby was bullied so hard in the early levels that he had to TP already. So should be fine, is a Jax. So not too worried for him here.
Grizzly just going to ignore it.
Yeah, does know that the ward is there, but...
Yeah. And Kingen, I mean, he's just hanging out. Kingen, by the way, 8-0 on Renekton. Renekton definitely... it just feels like a pick.
Just ban Rumble.
As long as Rumble's not in, we did find an answer to the Renekton. But, yeah, if Rumble's not in, generally you're feeling really good on this Renekton.
And they are tracking Grizzly. But unfortunately here, they haven't actually been able to slow him down, right? He got his buff, he got a scuttle. So Grizzly's just looking to get to 6 as soon as possible so he can start impacting the fights with his ultimate. Really going to be when you're looking to get a lot more active. And I think Zeus playing like an absolute maniac is actually the way to go here, because you need something, right? And you might get solo killed, you might get ganked, but I think it's the same reason why we see Keria and Guma play really far up. If you try and play evenly against this team, I don't think you're winning. And Jax is one of the picks that has the opportunity to really apply a lot of pressure. This will be pushing back into Zeus. He's down to teleport. So unfortunately for him, Kingen is going to have the opportunity to shove this wave in, but is backing on a cannon wave and has leap strike, so shouldn't be the end of the world here as he gets his back in.
Kingen was going for a very passive kind of a play. You know, he was taking a big trade, but he didn't want to overstay his welcome.
Yeah.
Especially because I guess that Jax would have gotten his back in based on the fact that he didn't have teleport. So wasn't sure 100% where the jungler was. By the way, we do have Oner down on the bottom side of the map here. Keria is going to flash away as Grizzly is also here, so they can't actually get aggressive onto this. Oner, keep in mind, also still does not have his flash. And now 2 T1 members on the bottom side of the map do not.
Yeah, Oner's level down. Also, his back a lot weaker. Oner sitting on the Kindle Jam. Grizzly on a Coalfield. Main issue there that I think they were looking for a bot side play, but then they spotted Grizzly just as they were setting it up. So Oner had to back off. Keria had to flash as opposed to just tanking it and then going in for the counter engage. And Home Life applying the pressure very nicely. And now we have Grizzly actually ahead as in we go.
Oh no, Poby. He does have the Spirit Rush though, as Oner's going to get his Q blocked, but Grizzly in a little bit of a rough spot as he will get in there. Poby now trying to continue, but will not be able to. As meanwhile, in the top side, Zeus going to go back in with the counter-strike. Kingen just going to dash away.
Kingen has flash.
Oh, he was looking for it, but the pings onto the Vi in the river will push him back.
And we are playing a dangerous game here. Both these two teams going in really hard. See if... doesn't know that the Renekton is there, but Zeus doesn't look like he should be using his skills, so should be fine as long as he has counter-strike. Doesn't have to be too worried. Spots Kingen now, takes the Q.
Yeah, Kingen doesn't want any of this. He's just, get me out of here. As now the stun's going to come down, though.
What?
I guess he thought he had his Q available, did not, runs back in, dies to the Jax, as Grizzly is just doing the Krugs. His first blood over to T1's top laner.
Oh, T1 fans, that's a sigh of relief right there, because you'll have some pressure at least in this matchup. Zeus definitely playing like a maniac, because that is a game-breaking moment. If he loses there and your Jax falls behind against the Renekton early, in a really tough spot, his Viper goes for an aggressive ultimate, and nothing happens. So it's you know, it's fine. But now you have a winning Jax in side lane, so that's something you can play off of. See if T1 is able to use it, particularly with Kai'Sa and Galio. I think that having a side laner that's winning is so valuable, because as soon as you get even a little bit of map control, the moment that Zeus is inside, like 2 people can just join him at a moment's notice. As the point
1. He has it.
He has it.
He has it. Doesn't press the Q.
Wonder what
I mean,
could have been a kill.
Gotta press the button.
Yeah, flash as well.
I don't know what else to say. You gotta press the button. Yeah, pretty close. So maybe you wanted to press something else. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
But didn't end up working out. Poby having a tough time here in the mid lane, and this is going to remain a consistent issue for T1, unfortunately. As we have seen, not playing without mid prio is definitely a tough call, as Oner is going to start this up. Might just have a trade of objectives here. Keria was moving towards the mid lane to maybe aid, but it doesn't look like he actually wants to fully commit to one side or the other. Again, has his ultimate available, so diving Guma, not really an opportunity.
Yeah. Just wandering on over. Humble Esports trying to take down this Drake, but Oner already got this Rift Herald. Meanwhile, Keria, no flash, rough spot, but he is the Galio. Does avoid the root, importantly. If he does not avoid the root, I would guess he would be dead.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash, so Aftershock would time out and he would probably go down. Especially with Life and Viper having sums available. Oh, Keria, nice!
Try for it as now the charm is coming in, but Life is so low as the R button is pressed and Guma collects a free kill. As now Viper trying to get in there, wants to take the 1v2, does get the double root as the Q comes out. One more auto gets it done, and now Viper going 1v1 against Keria has Grizzly come in at the perfect time as Viper and Grizzly outplay the bottom lane.
Okay, my answer is Viper. I've decided. I've decided. Remember that question?
Yeah.
That you asked earlier? Yeah.
Game 1, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. Best AD carry. Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. So Zeus,
he doesn't have flash.
He's dead. Yeah, he's definitely dead.
He has accepted his fate.
He has accepted his fate.
The question is, can they give the kill to Grizzly?
How much time
doesn't look like
can he waste? No, it's just going to be a recon kill. Oh, maybe, yeah. That guy. No, Grizzly got it with the smite.
Grizzly G-Riz steals it away.
And unfortunately for Zeus, who again is playing like a maniac, just proxying tier 2 just to try and have as much pressure as possible, there is no objective on the cross map. Dragon was already taken. And I want to take another look at this. This is actually exceptional. Like, sets it up, right? Puts down all these feathers. And then,
I can do this.
E flash.
I think I won.
1대1도 이겼고. 야, 카이사 오픈.
Kaisa flash.
Has his cleanse as well. So like he knew that even with the taunts, Keria wouldn't be able to like get in the final damage to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good at this game. I have the suspicion that he's put in a lot of practice.
Some might even say he could be good enough to win a world championship. As Oner behind them.
Oh, Oner, very nice angle, but again, this is Xayah as, the stun, the taunt onto Life is nearly enough, but the damage not quite there for the T1 bottom lane.
That's Xayah Rakan right there. So much innate safety. They do get a lot out of this.
Yeah.
But is it actually going to make a meaningful difference? We'll see.
That's why in the draft they had Renekton and Azir, and they could have picked Viego or anything else that was strong, even the Poppy. Instead, they chose Xayah once they saw Vi and Ahri and Kaisa on the other side. They're like, no, we need this.
You do.
Sometimes you press R button and avoid it all.
Fortunately for Oner and Poby and Zeus, as soon as Guma gets free items, then, it's fine.
Yeah.
I really don't like the fact that this is a that this is a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Guma does have a sense of impending doom. I don't know why I'm talking about boats, but he will be fine as in they go.
He's getting steamboated, man. I don't know. Grizzly,
yep.
I think he's in a lot of trouble here. He's going to have to flash, yeah. As Keria absolutely saw the angle. Pretty straightforward one. Grizzly was on vision the whole way, and then he went ahead and face-checked the Tri-Brush. Maybe a little bit of... Ooh. Okay, we got a fight in the bottom side here as Life. Just going to back away.
Go down.
But they really want to deny this. Taunt, not going to hit anything. As now, in we go, the Cyclone onto Oner, and the rest of the team is just leaving him. They say, no, we cannot win. Life is looking for a bit more, but he's only going to get a bit more damage on the Keria here. As now we get a W into Viper, and the charge did come down.
And again, I don't think Oner is playing super well, but this is another example, like, the fact they can't commit there because Zeka is roaming. Zeka won the 1v1 against Poby, so he's already halfway through the river. So there is no opportunity. Oner should have probably flashed the moment that he saw the re-engage come through. And it's these type of responses that show such a marked difference with how T1 normally plays, because Faker is so reliable in being able to either make sure that the team doesn't go in, right, the moment that a play like this is happening and he doesn't have mid lane prio, or winning the skirmish and then being the first one to rotate over. And instead, it's Grizzly getting even more fed here. Although, I gotta say, in this one, does feel like he's just walking in, smiting people, picking up kills left and right, but it's the setup of the rest of the team that really is impressing me here. Hanwha Life.
It's just Wide Boris passing through.
Sure. He's just getting
what you gotta know. I mean, Wide Boris, he's on the path
he's
to
earned,
victory.
He's earned his snackies, okay? He's hungry.
I mean, clearly.
He was hibernating.
Clearly, Wide Boris, he's already earned his snackies before coming into this one. And
hey, he still has 5 treats left on his jungle item. Hey, he needs more.
I'm just saying there can be more to come.
No, I agree.
That's good.
I do agree, Velvet.
Things are looking up for Wide Boris. And for Grizzly, who is taking the LCK by storm. Zeka does have Crown, and he has a lot of teammates very close by. So, Oner, please be careful and don't go in there 1v4 alone. And he will back away. So this time to not get caught out.
See if T1 this time around can respect. Team fighting potential is here. They are going to commit. This is even when it comes to gold. All comes down to execution. Guma is pretty weak though. Only has a blasting one and a shiv.
All right, they're trying to get on top of Grizzly here. That is the wombo combo. And Grizzly gets his cyclone off though, and they can't kill him. They can't take down the Grizzly, as they might be able to take out Life though. The turn comes in. The W is there from Guma. It's a bit of a turnaround, but now look at this. The 1v1 Zeka gonna scoop up the Ahri as the flash comes in. Viper will set it up, and he's probably dead, but Zeus now, can he get out alive is really the question. Hops away. And he's got Keria nearby as Hanwha Life Esports looking to get in there once again. Zeka still full health, so is Kingin. And even though Zeus with the red buff, he's just going to have to run away. And this should be objective and kind of a wild fight both ways. This one going the way of Hanwha Life Esports.
And you see the desperation for T1 there. They go in with everything. But you're engaging on a Wukong into a choke point. While a Xayah is standing right there.
Yeah.
And Viper says, thank you very much.
You know why they picked Wukong?
The actual, which is, like, this is the irony of this T1. The execution on this play is clean. Like, when you look at, you got the flash charm from Poby, you got the knockup, but the target selection is all off. This is Grizzly in a choke point. And ironically, it ends up being not too bad for T1 because of all the exit kills that they get, right? Because Viper goes forward, does end up killing Guma, but also immediately gives over a kill to Zeus, and then between that and Life dying to a fadeaway W, it's a 3-for-2 trade. Dragon goes to Hanwha.
Yeah.
At the very least, T1, unlike in game number 1, is keeping up a little bit, but it's not looking pretty. Team fighting from Hanwha Life look miles ahead of what T1 is able to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, Hanwha Life Esports are a unit. It does seem like they are
Have you seen those guys?
T1, yeah, well, that's a whole other story. But yeah, no, like they're playing as a team, right? And it's very clear that they're kind of they have very far surpassed T1 in terms of that level of play in their current form. So that's really good to see. As Life's been kind of like off the handle as well. He's like, you didn't give me POG in game 1. You gave it to the new guy.
How dare you?
I'm playing Rakan again. They gave me Rakan again after game 1. I'm gonna take POG. Thank you very much. As okay, well they have Galio again. Where is he?
GB coming in.
It's not there. Okay, well. Viper now getting engaged upon, does have his R button, but just cleanse instead and waits for it. Now Zeus gonna get scooped up into the turret. It's just a free kill for Grizzly, who is so good at last hitting, man. I don't know how he does this. 5-0 on the Wukong, who is pretty good at last hitting. Guma is alone in mid.
Well, not for long.
Yeah.
King's coming to say hello. Oh, they just...
He did say, yeah, he said hello, and then he said, well, I'm pretty busy. I'm a pretty busy croc. You know, I got to get on my way.
I got places to go. I got stuff to do.
You know how it is nowadays.
So trying to engage her, again, the idea makes a little bit of sense. You're trying to force a 2v3 here with the teleport, and you also have the Galio ult, but you're engaging again on Grizzly, who can get very far away. And then here Zeus thinks that he is able to get the counter-strike before Viper can respond, but this is Viper. And more importantly, there's also a Nazir with an ultimate, which would have, you know, kind of become a problem nonetheless.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I think that T1 very clearly is kind of floundering and doesn't really know what to do, so we're just pressing our buttons. And against a lot of teams, I think that would be okay. Against Hanwha, though, they're going to make you look pretty silly. Because, like, we've seen, what, 3 engages on Grizzly? He's still deathless.
No, I mean, again, like, he had a choice. There were so many junglers that were banned away, like Poby, Viego, Sejuani, Maokai, that could have been great into this. And they were all banned away, so he's like, what am I going to do? He goes for the Wukong that hasn't had a very high win rate, but if you engage... By the way, this isn't going to get any value.
No.
I mean, it's second Rift Herald, but
tier
1 would have been pretty nice.
Big.
But, yeah, I mean, you pick a pick that's like, if you engage on me, I press R and then your engage is kind of stopped, right? And it can build into a lot of health.
It's the disengage Wukong. I mean, so let's look.
And it has amazing counter engage as well.
Let's look. So, well, again, there is an end point to this. This is Crown.
He has Crown.
Yeah, it's not happening. So, oh no, please don't. Okay. So as I was trying to highlight, think you are T1, okay? You're playing Vi, Ahri, and Galio, and you have Kai'Sa. You want to go in. Who do you actually engage on here? Your options are Renekton, which no, bad. Don't force.
No.
He has stopwatch. He has dominance. He's score drinker.
Very scary.
No, bad Croc. The Fed Wukong. No, also no. Well, he's a good Croc, but to you, he's a bad Croc. You know, it's all about perspective. Doesn't work. Zeka has Crown, has had his flash for basically the entire game, and has his ultimate, and also E. So, very hard to engage on. Viper, self-explanatory. And then Rakan. With just not a lot of good options. And the one saving grace on this is just that you have Kai'Sa. And eventually, I really hope Guma just goes full poke and actually builds Ludens or Ryla or
definitely
Leandres.
Like, I think this is one of these ones where
100%, yeah.
He might just go Vince's because he's like, well, this is what our comp does. We're all going all in. I'm going to be in melee range. I need to be autoing.
No.
But I think in this case, in this game state, Ingen just going to get 100-0'd as even through dominance, he's just taken out.
Okay.
As Grizzly's watching.
That's a good start.
Saw a gape over the wall. He's like, oh, God, you died really fast. As still, I mean, it is Jackson by. They will crash through that as now they get the pick on the Zeka. Down he will go. And that's a couple of picks here to the side of T1 as now they should be able to collect this dragon.
A little bit of a resurgence here from T1, showcasing what their comp is supposed to do. And when it works, it looks really good. I also really, you know, I think my caster curse, I just
it was beautiful.
I just want to call it out. The fact that Kingen dies with Dominus Flash and stopwatch up.
You're like, impossible to engage another Croc.
You can't kill anyone.
Don't hit the Croc, especially.
Impossible.
And then...
It's a 0 in. Kingen getting a little bit overconfident here. And then that pick, that's still something that I think you can come back from with how far ahead you are. But then Zeka, Keria actually with a really good corrective play. We've not seen a lot of this Keria over the last couple of weeks, but is able to go in, procs the crown early on, and has the setup with the taunt after he lands the knock-up. And T1, that was very necessary. They're still behind. Still think the position that Hanwha have in this game is good. Guma's building, unfortunately, Ginsu's. But there's a chance. There's a chance at a 6-game day here, Valdez. I'll take it.
Absolutely is. I mean, I'd be really interested just for research purposes, just to watch a Game 3, because I am very curious if T1 actually are able to pull this across the line. I mean, that would definitely break my expectations.
Really big.
Especially after Game 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zeus starting to win the side lane. This is eventually going to happen, but especially after you get the pick on to Kingen, will bring up some even more confidence. And with the Black Cleavers, just able to chew through that Croc very quickly.
It's important for T1 to remember. You just because you can press your buttons doesn't mean you need to press your buttons. As now Zeus will be doing better and better in the side lane. It's only going to get better for him from here. I assume he's going to go Zhonya's next. Also to be able to go even more aggressive in his bot lane dive, or in his backline dive rather. And we're starting to see item finishes across the board. This dragon as well is actually really big, because if Hanwha Life can pick up Soul, that to me spells the end of the T1 comp. Because like, Ahri will not do any damage. And also, your win condition, I think, in late game is Viper.
Yeah, Viper on a ward. Just 100-0. He did not see that one coming. And now, with TP coming in, they're going to start up the Baron.
There's no Viper there.
Ooh, a lot of poke from the Azir. I think Hololive Esports will try to take this 4v5 as now this... Oh, he's able to get over the wall. The taunt not there on time. The crown is now gone.
I think they need to fight.
And here's Zeus looking for that backline, but the counter-strike is not going to hit, and he immediately gets blown up. The counter-engage is huge, but the damage is not there for the side of Hololive Esports. Zeus does go down, but it's in a trade as Poby desperately trying to run away from this gigantic crocodile as Gumayusi also on the run. The charm is going to actually be pretty big, but I don't know if Guma can get out of here as the W is going to hit.
As the sums.
There's the passive. The cleanse comes in, but the damage is not there, and the Azir will take him down. Hololive Esports win the fight 4v5.
They turn it around. The flash is away from Zeus' Counter-Strike plus the amount of CC that Grizzly was able to do turns out to be enough, and they don't even need Viper. What is this team?
Donate the Zaya.
Who are these players?
Where's Pilshik?
What is happening?
Man, they are really, really good. So break this down for us, Chronicler.
This was awesome, okay? 100% like the Panic Cleanse amidst Vial doesn't do anything. And then, so T1 know that they need to do the Baron here. They don't really have an opportunity to go slow, but the taunt timing doesn't work out, so King gets out. And then I want you to pay attention to the amount of CC that's about to come on top. This flash from Zeka ends up being possibly game-winning. And then look here, the damage, Grizzly getting the double knock-up, then the stopwatch, and it buys time for King, and they deal with Zeus in the backline, and then the Crocodile comes up huge. In these type of scenarios where there just isn't enough upfront damage to burst him down, Renekton gets so much value.
Yeah. And once again, Kingen is kind of the hero in this team fight on the Renekton, as it has been so many times in the past. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like he is okay.
Baron now here for Hanwha, and that should also lead to a soul point there. And as I was saying, if you lose the ability to blow up single target members and the Mountain Soul Shield is going to absorb Guma's poke, that's just checkmate. Like, That's the worst case scenario, and I don't think T1 is really going to be in a position to contest here. We'll see if they can find a Miracle Engage, but it's not looking too hot right now, Valdez.
It definitely is not. I mean, this is the way that T1's comp works. As we have said, you have to press your buttons onto someone. They will get the Featherstorm out of Viper, as this time he says, no thank you. Yeah,
that ends up working out. And the Soul Point's going to get given over. And again, Soul Point, you can recover from. This does take away a little bit of pressure from the Baron power play. Means that the gold lead isn't going to grow as much as it otherwise could. But Hanwha, they're also perfectly happy here, right? They set themselves up for a very easy Soul. They even have plenty of opportunities to trade cross-map, get inhibs, as once King and Grizzly get GA, that's like as good as it gets. If you can somehow make it past that ST1, I think there's opportunities for you to maybe find an angle again with this Kai'Sa, but I just don't know how you're going to. It is going to be so tough to play out the fights when both Grizzly and King can go in for reckless abandon.
Yeah, there's...
that was the window, that pick.
Not really much of an angle. Yeah, I mean, Hololive Esports, they gave a couple of opportunities, right? They're like, hey, here's a free Zaya. Here is a couple of picks in our own jungle. Here's a dragon. And just wasn't enough. Hololive Esports still very much in control of this game. And now just going to push as a four-man unit into the bottom lane here. They picked up that Mountain Dragon, of course, and the Baron power play, it's not going to scale out of control as Zeka's going to walk through the winds and lose his crown. Not ideal, not what you want to be doing. And that's okay, we'll get it up here before they fight next time.
No, just imagining like the Emperor of Shurima walking, you know, like very majestically down the, I don't know, the Shurima capital. And then like this
red carpet.
Yeah, wind blows by.
Grizzly, what's going on here, buddy?
Oh, he's dead.
Oh my god, he is so dead. Well,
so
they're gonna feed Guma another kill.
That's what the comp does. Thank you, T1. So, but anyway, imagine you're the Shurima Emperor, you're walking across the city of your capital, and then just a gust of wind comes by and knocks off your crown. And you're like, what is this? I shouldn't have to deal with this. Unbelievable.
Well, at least it recharges the crown.
Yeah,
it's a magical crown.
Hey, pick it up, you know, dust it off, put it back on. Can Guma carry this? Eventually.
I mean, we're getting to that point in the game, right? Like,
And what I
definitely getting close.
What is so frustrating to me about this game is that you see glimpses of T1 like that. This is a peak example of what this comp is supposed to do. Grizzly, just way too far out, doesn't have any pressure here. Feels safe because there's a decent amount of vision, but if anyone CCs you, 2 people will be on top of you, at the very least, at this point in the game. Showing his inexperience there, getting taken out. Do see Humble Life setting up a trap that T1 doesn't end up falling for. But the fact that you can see the glimpses, but then it doesn't actually come together. I hate it when a plan doesn't come together.
Yeah. Everybody hates that.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. No, Kai'Sa's gonna Kai'Sa, and she's getting close to actually Kai'Saing, which is actually 4th and 5th item.
Okay, going Void Staff. Love that. Very good. Smart choice.
Void Staff into Death Cap.
Yep.
I don't think you should go Zhonya's. Just do more damage.
Yeah, just kill them. If you're Zhonya Singh, you're probably... Things are probably not good.
Yeah.
Life will not be okay.
We need you to not be in stasis.
No, you need to...
Otherwise, the team loses.
You need to crank those numbers, man.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen like 1,600 DPM Kai'Sas.
Yeah.
Generally in longer games. So Humble Life Esports definitely have a bit of an onus on them to speed this one up.
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to give Kai'Sa number 4 and number 5.
Again, my question is, do they get double GA when we... Oh, that's one. Thank you. When we get to this Soul fight. And again, they might not even have to fight for Soul. They can also just say, T1, you take this one dragon that we don't care about, and we will get Baron. And then we will siege you, we will take down your turrets, and then you don't have the gold to fight us at all, or the map control. We'll see what decision they end up making.
Certainly considering pressing some buttons, but T1 do not have vision in this river at all.
I think the problem with this as well is that you're trying to get side-laning pressure going for Zeus with your globals, but you can't actually because you don't have any map control.
All right, there we go. There's the flash. They try to get in onto Zeka. The crown is down, but he's got stopwatch, and the follow-up engage comes in. As have they gone too deep, though? The Galio up top, but Guma's getting solo, but he has the shield, and they are desperate to take him out, but they cannot, as Guma's just on the run, but unfortunately, the rest of them are also getting routed. Grizzly chasing him down, the 2 super low health members, gonna get a stopwatch here. Guma not quite able to trade one back. Humble Life Esports going to get this fight in a big way as Guma, he's like, do I stay for the W's or do I just go home? He's got to go home, I guess.
Gotta go home. Yeah, but that's going to be the Nash. So close. Guma, he's trying so hard, man. But it just isn't enough. Humble Life get the better end of them. Not even proccing the GA on King, and that's going to be Baron.
Yeah.
And surely that should also be the Dragon. I don't think they have the time here. Although Zeka is dead, they might actually be able to get the Dragon here, which I think is a perfectly fine trade here for Alma. You take it any time, because yeah, as you point out, Zeka's still dead. Even if he TP's in now, would be too late. So
Life just bought an Abyssal Mask. That's what I was pointing at.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at the Zeka
Very
interesting.
I mean,
no. Well, it's also it will allow him to tank the W's more consistently between that and Gleaming Quill, as we do have the picture-in-picture. But again, look at how close Guma gets to dying. Is able to actually get the Zhonya's off, that uses the E, plus the shields.
I love League of Stopwatch.
Yeah, plus the ults from Galio to stay alive, and then gets the reposition. While all this is happening, like, Zeus eventually dies, Poby barely gets out. Obviously, Grizzly chases off 2 people. Mid lane inhibitor has fallen. Zeus is on the flank angle, but is in fact spotted here on the Jax.
Yeah. Let's see how this one goes. Zeus still hanging out back there.
It's so hard to engage onto this comp when they're grouped up.
Well, they're going to try. King and I think he smells something is up here.
Oh, Zeus is on the angle. They should not have vision of him right now.
I mean, you need to get someone. Grizzly, no more warrior. Trickster, this could be the angle.
There he
here
is.
Comes the Jax. The Featherstorm is down, but in he goes. Viper goes into the stopwatch. Perfect timing as down goes the Jax. As he's not able to do the damage. Oner trying to get in onto Viper and finally takes him out, but it is not enough. Guma, though, is still alive with full health, and the W's are raining down as maybe one more W, but he missed that one, so the cooldown is not going to get quite reset, and Humble Life Esports will reset themselves as, man, Guma he can't do it alone. Humble Life Esports too far ahead.
Doesn't have enough. Grizzly able to dodge that one. Second inhib is going to fall here, surely as well. Guma does have his ultimate available again. And you gotta imagine that they're gonna look for something. Hanwha Life trying to end the game here.
Yeah, Oner tries to go in, tries to create some space. In goes the Kaisa, hits the W. Grizzly's clone goes down. And they're clearing the wave, so... Okay, that's a hit W. Guma gonna try once again, but yeah, you can't stick around here as Hanwha Life Esports. And we continue.
It's Grizzly making sure that he doesn't actually end up getting taken down with his clone. No Kaisa W's for you there, Guma, as this is as good as he gets here for T1, and I think this is a relatively favorable fight. Oner forces the early ultimate from Viper, who with his stopwatch actually stays alive for really long, and then with the charm follow-up, they're able to actually take him out in the end. But because Hanwha Life is already so far ahead, they deal with the rest of the front line, so there's no one that allows Guma to walk up. Might have been able to do more there if he had another body in front of him. Not going to be the case for now. They got one GA. Kingans is down. Grizzly, still not the case here.
Yeah, and T1 also got the red buff, but it's really not. I don't think that's going to really carry them over the line, especially because that's on Oner.
Zeus inside. I don't know if they have the wave clear here, although
he does
with
have
Shift,
TP.
Yeah, with Shift they might be fine. Void stuff done now for Guma. Can they actually hold on the turret here? Guma needs to get an auto in.
Over the wall. He's just challenging Oner.
TP!
Getting him away. Here's the TP. As once again we go into the thick of things as life is getting extremely low. And look at Grizzly on the top side. Not quite getting it done as the Jax here. And a huge sweep comes in. But here's Guma trying to take him down. Takes out Viper. But now he's got to do it all alone. Goes invisible. In goes Kingin and the W hits. Down goes the Viper. Or rather the Guma. The Kaisa, he is taken out, and Keria is on the run, and he will be taken out at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, once again, it is a quadra kill. It is League of Bruisers here as Hanwha Life Esports should be able to win this game.
And it looks closer than game number one, but in the end, Hanwha Life are going to get it done here. Oner goes in, desperately trying to get anything going. He procs a GA, but not going to be enough.
He does some good damage. Hanwha Life should hit the Nexus, and that they do, as we get the Monka Talia, and that is going to do it.